Here we go, navigation room. I mentioned before, at the start of pretty much every sector you go to, you get a little briefing. Telling you mostly things that you already know or don't really care. The atmospheric stabilizers. So we have a goal in this sector. So that the X can reproduce. And at the start of every sector, we have, in this order, navigation room, save room, recharge room. It's actually not bad when it comes to being able to stay alive at the start, but it's not always that way. There are some areas that throw so much shit at you that... Oh, fuck, multi-thingies. Whew. So we have our first atmospheric stabilizer here. Wall jumping in this game, I don't know if I said, is considerably fucking easier. The timing for it is just... It also helps that anytime you angle your jump, you start... I guess you can jump on a wall multiple times, but her kickoff is actually so much that you don't gain any ground wall jumping up the wall. It's mostly doing it on two walls that it's easier. Oh shit. Energy tank! And you're gonna notice this game throws a load of energy tanks your way, and I'm talking an ass load. It's almost ridiculous how many they give you. This is ideal breeding environment for X-parasites. Not sure how, anyways. If you're familiar with Metroid, this looks a little suspicious, and indeed it is suspicious. Continuing on. I'm not sure if you have to destroy all of these things to continue. You probably do. I would assume you do. Now, which way to go? We'll go this way first. We have a hard hat enemy of some kind. I'm not sure what to really call them. I'm not as intimate with this game, obviously, as I am with Super Metroid. Multiple reasons why. It's mostly due to the fact that I hate my action being disrupted every little while by briefings. It hurts me when I have to do that. Is it silly? Yeah. Maybe it shouldn't get to me the way it does, but... Anyways, here we have space pirates. Oh no, except one missile kills all. As usual, water slows us down like in every other Metroid game. Here's our third. Was it 4? I believe it was 4 stabilizers. But yeah, like I said, Samus has kind of a ninja-like quality to her in this game. I mean, she's attacking from walls. She can attack from ceilings. There's emphasis on movement besides just running and morph ball. There's a lot of ceiling action, a lot of floor, wall action. It's not just wall jumping and silly things like that. As you're about to see here. Oh, one more unit. So I have, there's 5 atmospheric stabilizers, I guess. What do we have here? And this game is actually really nice. This was the first Metroid game that showed you when there was something to be had in the room. Super Metroid had points of interest where they would put dots on the screen, but sometimes there was like an energy recharge room or something like that. There was never really anything to differentiate rooms with upgrades from just other stuff. So we got some wall warfare with these X-clone space pirates. Why are space pirates on SRX, as I'll call it? I don't know. And we have a door. And behind this door... yeah, combat in this game is actually pretty sleek. And I will commend the game for that. I mean, it doesn't have all of the awesome tips and tricks that Super Metroid has as far as, like, speedrunning. But as an experience to play through once or twice, it's definitely a hell of a game. I fucked that up. Gotta understand, folks, it's been a long fucking time since I played this game. I'm too used to Super Metroid. And it kinda is weird going... okay, fuck it up again. It kinda is weird going back and forth between them. Oh, I guess all you had to do was whip it. That's fine. So we have another boss door ahead. What do we have here? Just a save room. Nope. These doors are a lot more aggressive than I remember. A lot more aggressive than I remember. Damn it! Stop it. Okay. And the red X actually refill your missiles as well. I guess it's a full refill. So here we have a Chozo statue. Here? Nope! So we have a special type of Core X called a Beam Core X. And you can only damage these things when their little eye opens up. And they start doing a charge beam attack of some kind, depending on the beam that they're using. And after you damage them, they will shoot the beam off anyway. So grab the X and you get the charge beam. After every beam Core X, you get a beam of some kind. So now that we have the charge beam back and ready to go, we can once again do the pseudo screw attack. Somersaulting into enemies never felt so good. Now, as I recall, there's some kind of a... aha! Now, this is not going to be a 100% run. I'm going to try and go through the game as much as I can, collecting everything that I can find. But you gotta understand, this game... if there's one thing it took from Super Metroid, it's putting things in really hard-to-find locations. And although you can, and often do, find these places on the map with seeing the little dot on it, or the circle if you haven't collected the item yet on the map, it's not enough, because there's some that are so hidden that you will never find the room unless you know it's there. Like there's one in a boss room that you have to go back to, and you find something at the top of that boss room after you get the space jump. And it's not really spoilers for me to say, yeah, you get the space jump, because... huh, we have some kind of strange room here. Wall jumping is a must. And you can't bomb jump in this game either, by the way. It's not... the game just stops you at some point. Well, I'd have to have bombs to do that first. Yeah, this is Metroid Fusion. This is the game that everybody wanted me to play for so very long. And we're gonna find out why. Because that thing that was wearing Samus's power suit, it's obviously an X-Parasite mimicking Samus. There's no other way that thing could be wearing that power suit. That is the best part of this game, easily. We'll find out why later. And we still haven't unlocked any of the level 1 security hatches yet, so I think I'll save. And get a briefing from Adam. Now this is what I'm going to be talking about. You leave the area, you get a briefing, you go to the next area, you get another briefing. Why couldn't they just condense this into one briefing? I don't know. Well, how could it be in TRO, Sector 2, if the elevator's down? We saw it when the elevator was... and blew the fuck out of it. But again, I don't understand why they can't just brief you on everything you need to know at one time, but... Ugh, Adam. Probably not, but then again, Adam. That's gonna be a sour subject. And you know, looking back, this game does make Samus seem a little hung up on Adam. Not nearly as much as Other M, but still. This is the game that introduces Adam as a character, after all. As well as the computer that she named him after, or named after him. It's an X mimicking you! You don't say! The SAX, the Samus Aran X. Used a power bomb. So yes, the main antagonist of this game is you, and you've seen me play. Well, maybe you have, maybe you haven't. But I have played Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, and the thing about that game is that I love Dark Samus. I love Metroid Prime, which actually is Dark Samus, but the one issue that it never really resonated with me is it never seemed like a threat. It never seemed like a legitimate threat to you, because, you know, you would face it, and it's like, bitch, please, you know, I'm fighting you, but I'm still not threatened by you. I can still beat you. This is something that you cannot damage. You cannot pierce this thing's armor without the aid of the plasma beam. I have no idea why, but that's just how it works. Yeah, this was a room I probably shouldn't have entered. But TRO is the resident Brinstar clone, and I don't know, I don't feel it the way I do with Brinstar. It just seems like kind of I really don't know. It's odd for me, because Brinstar always seems so, like, really full of life, and this is... It looks more machine than vegetation, I'll just say. I mean, I know you've got the foreground, you've got some of the background, you've got the Zolos or the Zoros or whatever the fuck they're called moving around. But I just don't feel it the way I do with Brinstar. That place was awesome, especially in Super Metroid. It seemed like a legit subterranean forest. And this, I guess, just feels like, I don't know, Interstellar Zoo, which I guess it should, because that's what it is. But, whatever. Oh no, the pseudo-screw attack is not enough for me to actually kill these things. I guess I should get a stronger bead. I'm taking considerable amounts of damage. It's not good. Go back to the recharge room. I'm just playing sloppy is all. I'm so used to playing Super Metroid where I know where everything is, and I kind of plan that I can take hits in certain areas or just be careless in certain areas, because I know where all of the energy tanks are at, and I kind of plan my route and my approach based on that. It's not like that in this game. Number one, there are a shit ton, and that's a technical term for it, a shit ton of energy tanks. But, yeah, just whatever. So here we have the data room. And I don't want to spoil it. I know I said it before, but I don't want to spoil too much that we aren't going to be seeing too many of these things. We'll see a fair few more, but we're not going to be getting the majority of our items from this. So the door has been exploded. It seems that the SAX is in this sector. This is what makes this game so fucking ingenious. The way that the narration and the scope or the pace of the game portrays the SAX as just a systematic thing hunting you. Like, you legitimately feel, like, even though from a technical perspective it wouldn't make any sense, but you didn't know this when you played the game. Well, if you were me, you didn't know this when you played the game. It almost seemed like the game would, at some point, just randomly spawn the SAX out of a room. Like, it felt that way. And there are scripted sequences, as we're going to see in this game, even in this particular sector, where the SAX is going to show up and you better fucking hide. If you're really good, you can avoid it. Like, aggro it and avoid it. But that's if you're, like, the fucking tool-assisted speedrunner or godly players, which I just am not.